Dynamics 365 versus Salesforce, an honest comparison for 2026. So, Dynamics 365 versus Salesforce. It's something a lot of people ask about, and today we're going to walk through it step by step. Now, next up, what is Dynamics 365 and how does it differ from Salesforce? Microsoft Dynamics 365 is a suite of business applications combining CRM and ERP in a single platform. It covers sales, customer service, marketing, field service, finance, supply chain management, commerce, project operations, and Business Central. The key distinction: D365 is not a CRM with ERP bolted on. CRM and ERP share the same underlying data layer, which removes an entire category of integration work that plagues organizations running separate systems. Salesforce is a cloud-native CRM with a deep ecosystem of extensions through its AppExchange marketplace. Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Marketing Cloud, and Commerce Cloud are well-established products with broad adoption. Salesforce is purpose-built for CRM and marketing technology. It has no native ERP modules. That is both a strength and a limitation depending on what your evaluation actually covers. Now, Dynamics 365 versus Salesforce, feature-by-feature breakdown. The Dynamics 365 customization model differs from Salesforce's before you even get to features. D365 uses Power Platform as its primary extension layer, while Salesforce relies on Apex Code for complex customizations. Power Platform-based customization is more accessible to business analysts without deep development skills, which affects both initial build cost and ongoing maintenance burden. Both platforms handle opportunity management, lead tracking, and pipeline forecasting competently. Salesforce's interface is often described as more polished out of the box for teams not already working inside Microsoft tools. Dynamics 365 Sales matches it functionally and has a real advantage for teams working in Outlook and Teams throughout the day. The D365 Outlook add-in reduces context switching in a way that Salesforce's third-party Microsoft connectors do not fully replicate. This is the comparison point that changes the decision for most mid-market companies. Dynamics 365 includes Business Central for SMBs and D365 Finance plus Supply Chain Management for enterprises. Salesforce has no equivalent. If your evaluation includes inventory management, procurement, accounts payable, or financial reporting in the same platform as your CRM, D365 is the only option between the two. That is not a close call. Let's talk about moving on to CRM implementation cost, what D365 and Salesforce actually cost. Dynamics 365 per user pricing. Microsoft's attached license model lets existing D365 users add additional modules at $20-40/user/month, making multi-module deployments significantly cheaper than paying full price for each product. Salesforce per user pricing. Now, how long does Dynamics 365 implementation take? Dynamics 365 implementation typically takes 3 to 18 months depending on modules, users, and customization complexity. This is not a hedge. It reflects genuinely different project types. A standard Dynamics 365 CRM implementation covering sales and customer service for 25 to 50 users typically runs 3 to 5 months when scope stays within configuration rather than custom development. Add field service or customer insights in 6 to 9 months is realistic. A full D365 finance and operations deployment for an enterprise with complex supply chain requirements often runs 12 to 18 months. The majority of that time goes to data migration, integration testing, and change management rather than software configuration. The technology is rarely the long pole. Now, moving on to Dynamics 365 customization versus Salesforce flexibility. Dynamics 365 integration services with Microsoft products are native. Teams, Outlook, SharePoint, Azure Active Directory, and Power BI all connect without middleware or additional licensing. If your organization already uses Microsoft Dataverse for unified data management, extending D365 applications onto that data layer adds minimal overhead. Salesforce integrations with the Microsoft stack require third-party connectors, MuleSoft, or Azure integration services. Each layer adds licensing cost and ongoing maintenance that compounds over time. Many evaluation conversations conflate different D365 products and produce inaccurate comparisons. D365 Business Central is designed for SMBs with 10 to 300 users. D365 Finance targets enterprises with 300 plus users. These are different architectures with different deployment models and different partner skill requirements. Next up, let's talk about how to migrate from Salesforce to Dynamics 365. Salesforce to D365 migrations are more common in 2026 than 3 years ago. The drivers are Microsoft 365 consolidation strategies, frustration with Salesforce price increases, and the growing maturity of D365 Copilot embedded in Teams and Outlook. Dynamics 365 migration services from Salesforce covers 5 workstreams. Timelines range from 3 months for a CRM-only project with clean data to 9+ months for complex integrations and large data volumes. The data cleansing phase alone takes longer than most organizations plan for. These dynamics follow the same patterns described in our post on scope creep and project governance. Next up, moving on to which industries use Dynamics 365? D365 has strong adoption in healthcare for patient engagement and field workforce scheduling using customer service and field service modules. Azure's HIPAA-compliant infrastructure is the foundational layer. Our HIPAA-compliant Azure architecture guide covers the infrastructure considerations that underpin compliant D365 deployments, including data residency, encryption, and access control requirements. In financial services and banking, D365 Finance handles core financial operations where audit trails, data residency controls, and regulatory compliance are non-negotiable. The Microsoft compliance documentation covers GDPR, SOX, MiFID2, and other regulations relevant to D365 deployments in regulated financial institutions. D365 Supply Chain Management competes directly with SAP for mid-market companies needing complex inventory management, procurement, and warehouse automation. Many manufacturers and distributors find D365 more cost-effective than SAP at the mid-market tier while retaining the operational integration depth they need. Next up, moving on to how to choose a Dynamics 365 implementation partner. The platform choice matters, but execution determines whether you get value from it. A poor D365 implementation underperforms a well-executed Salesforce deployment. Picking the right partner is not a secondary concern. When evaluating Dynamics 365 consulting services providers, the questions that actually differentiate partners. According to the Microsoft Partner Directory, thousands of D365 partners operate globally. Partner size is a weaker signal than references from comparable organizations in your sector. Next up, conclusion. The Dynamics 365 versus Salesforce comparison does not have a universal winner. Salesforce leads in CRM polish, AppExchange ecosystem depth, and adoption in sectors where pure CRM is the priority. Dynamics 365 leads in Microsoft Stack integration, native ERP capability, and CRM implementation cost efficiency for organizations already running Microsoft infrastructure. The practical decision point: if your company needs combined CRM and ERP in one platform and you are already invested in Microsoft 365, Azure, or Power Platform, Dynamics 365 is the defensible choice. If you need best-in-class CRM with no ERP requirement and your team is not Microsoft-centric, Salesforce is worth the additional licensing cost. If you are at the assessment stage and want a structured evaluation rather than a vendor pitch, start with our Dynamics 365 CRM automation overview or reach out for a no-commitment scoping conversation. We will give you an honest read on whether D365 is the right fit for your situation.